Hello guys, this is Daryl from the Yellow Iron Cowboy. On my dozer here, the tracks have been becoming very loose. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how they can be tightened up. First of all, to take this front idler out, right here is a screw. It's a 2mm. You got to loosen that up, and that screw sets inside this slot. So you loosen that up a little bit. You don't have to take it all the way out, and this will pull out. Okay. And another problem I've noticed is right here. You can see some play between the idler and this piston here. Well, supposedly a piston. It actually works off a spring. So what we're going to have to do is, I did this to the other side already, and it works out really good. So what you want to do, if you have one of these, this is basically some good information. You got to take this cap off. It's not really a cap, it's just a retainer for this pin that's in here. You just take this off. And this little pin will flop out of here. If it was brand new, it would probably flop out. It had water on it and everything else. Running around in the mud out here. When you put this pin back in, be sure that you get the hole facing outwards. The other side has got a little step in it. That goes on the inside. So put these aside for a moment. Flip it over. Take the other side loose. Grab that thing with some needle nose. Pull that out of there. And then this idler will come free from the main section here. And you can see right there is another screw, 2mm Allen. It's going to be pretty tight. I may have to pause for a second and get this loose. Okay, we got this screw loose. Just finish pulling it out. Set it over there. Now, if I can do this with one hand, it should slide out of there. And right there is the hole that the screw sets into. So we're going to put some blue thread locker, I call it blue glue, on there and then set it back in there. And then to tighten the tracks, you can see here that that's the spring. And you see here you have an adjustable nut. Well, it's not really a nut, but it's an all thread. It's tight. So I'm going to have to take and put some pliers on this to get it to break free. The other side, I had to take it. It's only in there on the other side about 3 threads. So it'll stick out. There'll be an inch between the ram here and the washer of this tightener adjuster, and that made the tracks a lot tighter. I think it could go more. And I also think that this needs a jam nut on it to keep it from turning. However, it's not turning right now, but I think if it was free enough, it would turn, during when you're running it and stuff. Eventually it might turn. Maybe that's why they loosened up. Because you can also, if it's not enough, I think if you got a piece of round stock about the same size as that, or maybe even the better, be the same size of that spring, or that would fit into this hole where it goes, like, oh, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch would probably do it. And then that would give you more adjustment on this adjuster here to make them tighter. It's an idea. If it comes loose again on me, because the tracks are getting broke in and stretching out, so everything's gotten kind of loosey-goosey, and they keep wanting to jump tracks. They jump off the idlers back here, especially when you're in reverse. They'll pop off the idler, and then it's a pain in the butt to get it back on there. So anyway, that's what we're doing. When I get this thing all buttoned back up, I'll show you how tight they get. I'll talk to you then.